Hi everyone, this is Gary. Thank you for taking a look at this video from our Semiconductor Industry series. This video is about non-standard development flows and is one of the videos in our series on specific issues seen in the semiconductor industry. However, this issue is not exclusive to one industry. There are thousands of companies in the automotive supply chain that have been doing more work that is necessary because of the confusion over using a standard development flow versus a non-standard development flow. What do we mean when we talk about standard and non-standard development flows? When an organization is developing a product, the product realization process will go through different phases, starting with a concept or idea and going all the way through to manufacturing and end of life. In AIAG, the APQP flow starts with a planning phase, followed by a product design and development phase, and a process design and development phase. Then there's a validation of the product and the process, and finally, a production phase. However, the first thing to realize is that the APQP flow is not necessarily supposed to be a finish to start waterfall type project plan. The phases can overlap and be worked on simultaneously. This is still a standard development flow. While the standard development flow works for many products, what happens when you have a development flow where the development of an already existing manufacturing process precedes the development of the products that will be manufactured using that process? In other words, the product design has to happen within the constraints and capabilities of an already existing manufacturing process. This is common in many industries, including semiconductor, as well as certain machining processes, 3D printing, pharmaceuticals, and many others. Anytime you have an established manufacturing process that has tools and workstations already in place, you may be working with a non-standard development flow. Having a non-standard development flow is not a problem if you recognize what you're working with and set up the timing of your product realization process within the constraints of your development flow. The first thing you'll notice about having a non-standard development flow is that your organization is likely doing a significant amount of simultaneous engineering. Simultaneous engineering is a process where cross-functional teams strive for a common goal. It replaces the sequential series of phases where results from one phase are completed prior to the execution of the next phase. For example, you may have different teams working on product development, process development, and validation activities at the same time while the production line is actively producing products. Simultaneous engineering is a great way to shorten your product realization process as it replaces the sequential series of phases where results are transmitted to the next area for execution. Simultaneous activities may happen in the standard development flows as well, so it's critical to understand your development flow. The organization's product quality planning team assures that all the areas are planning and executing activities to support the organization's goals. Another characteristic you will notice with non-standard development flow, the flow of information from the design FMEA to the process FMEA may be different. The timing and flow of information between the DFMEA and PFMEA will need to be defined by your organization. In some cases, the PFMEA will be developed first, and the information in the PFMEA will be used by the DFMEA team in designing and developing the product. Design failures that require particular attention to process controls must still be shared and communicated to the manufacturing team, but the timing and flow can be defined by your organization. Remember, there is no requirement to have a specific product realization flow. Your organization defines your flow. You define your processes and the timing and flow of information in those processes. Simultaneous engineering, in some cases, is a sign that you are using a non-standard development flow, and it can be a very effective technique to embrace and improve your organization. When you're developing your FMEAs, it is not uncommon to see the PFMEA come before or at the same time as the DFMEA. Understand your process and do what works for you. I hope this video has helped explain some of the misunderstandings about development flows. Look for our other videos that deal with issues commonly seen in the semiconductor industry. Thanks for watching.